Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. So I took a little break from creating content because, well, life got in the way, but I'm back and I'm super excited with the next series of videos that I'm going to be uploading. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about kind of the facts that you may or may not know about HIV, and this is a poll that I put on my Instagram. So if you're not following me there, please go ahead and follow me on my Instagram, because that's where I interact with you guys. So today I'm going to be talking about facts that you didn't know about HIV. So if you're interested in this video, keep watching. So as I said, today I'm going to be speaking all things HIV, more of like some myth busters and kind of some things that you wouldn't really know about HIV if you're not doing HIV research. So I know there's a lot that you probably do know about HIV now, and of course HIV is no longer a death sentence now. People live with HIV for a near normal lifespan, and that's because of antiretroviral therapy or combination antiretroviral therapy. Of now is one pill a day and not a whole collection or series of different pills. Now, so one of the first things that I wanted to address about facts about HIV that you didn't know is that you can actually now prevent yourself from acquiring HIV infection. Above and beyond using condoms, there is now something called PrEP, which is pre-exposure prophylaxis, and this is prescribed to people who are HIV negative, and you kind of take it kind of like you would take contraceptive pill. It's one pill a day at the same time, and it's basically a cocktail of antiretroviral therapy drugs which you would take in what we call your seasons of risk. So seasons of high risk, where you think you may be exposed to the virus. So how these work is that you have to start taking them a few days before you think you're going to be exposed in order for them to work. These drugs are also given to rape victims as well. If you take them within 72 hours, you can also prevent yourself from getting infected, or it prevents the victim from getting infected if there was possible exposure to the virus. So that's the first thing, that PrEP you can take like a pill a day, just like a contraceptive. And this is something that, where I work, it was rolled out in rural areas kind of to empower women, when women say that their partners don't want to use condoms and things like that. So it's really a way for women to empower themselves, I guess, as well. And like I said, if you think that you're going to be exposed to the virus, or even if you think that you were exposed to the virus, also in instances where the condom tears and things like that, so you can take PrEP, which is pre-exposure prophylaxis. So that's the first thing. The second thing, which I actually had a conversation quite a while ago with a very young person about this, and she was not aware that you can actually become infected with HIV through oral sex. So that is obviously exposure to any kind of bodily fluid that is excreted from men and women. So that's orally, so like a blowjob, for example. If the person, some semen comes out into your mouth or anything like that, you can actually become infected with HIV. So yeah, she didn't know that at the time, and she was very shocked that she could get HIV in that way, if obviously the person is infected with HIV. But it's also not something that's, I don't want to scare you guys and in saying that, but it is possible. But now they have like mouth condoms and things like that you can use if you're going to be engaging in oral sex. So yeah, that is another one. And okay, so another one is that Black gay men have a 1 in 2 chance of contracting the disease. So that's actually a 50% chance, which is huge, and they probably one of the populations that we call high risk populations. So yeah, and also speaking of high risk populations, girls aged 10 to 24 are also make up about half of the whole world's population of people infected with HIV. So if you think about that, now there are approximately 38 million people infected with HIV globally, and girls aged 10 to 24 make up half of that. So they make up almost 20 million of that. And this is because probably these are all speculations. I mean, as scientists, you know, we're not sure about what exactly it is, but it's mostly, we hypothesize that it's because girls are at sexual debut especially are engaging in sexual activities with men that are older than them, and this is because their counterparts, which are boys aged 10 to 24, are not have a very low infection rate. So that means that they're not engaging in sexual activities with boys that are the same age as them. So that's another one. And also, especially where I work now, we have a cohort that is set up of girls 18 to 23, as this is a high risk population, and this is really a cohort that we use to investigate the disease or investigate the virus very early on in infection, because these women come to the clinic twice a week, and when they're recruited, they're HIV negative, so they come to the clinic twice a week, and when they come, they have empowerment classes and, you know, how to write a CV. So they're different arms to the cohort. I won't really get into all of the details, but it's more than just HIV testing, and it's also empowering them, you know, about PrEP, which I mentioned earlier, and things like that. So we're able to detect the virus in them very early on in infection, which is something that we no longer do now because of test and treat. So if you go and get tested and you are infected with HIV, you are put on treatment immediately. There's no longer a waiting for your CD4 T cells, which are like your healthy cells in your body, to decline. It's just immediate test and treat. So yeah, so we use a code like that to try and study the virus as early as possible and before they go on treatment, because we're able to draw blood before they go on treatment. So that first sample that we draw that tells us that the HIV positive is basically like gold to us, because we cannot get samples like that anymore. Another one is that HIV can actually, the symptoms of HIV can be flu-like, and this is why a very large population of people infected with HIV are not aware that they're actually infected. So they may just think they have the flu and it's reoccurring and things like that, but they are actually like infected with HIV. And they've also been really major strides been made in the vaccine kind of research on doing HIV. So I'm very optimistic that we're going to see a vaccine or a functional cure rather very soon and in my lifetime. So that brings me to the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not already subscribed. Thank you so much for watching my videos and for all the support, and let's keep the channel growing. And I really hope that you will tell your sisters, your cousins and brothers about it, and young people especially, because that is what my channel is made for. And I hope that you learned something from this video. And yeah, that brings me to the end of the video. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.